This video is about review for probabilities. 1a. The following table shows the probability distribution of a discrete random variable x. Find the value of k. We know the sum of probability equals 1. Therefore, 3 over 13 plus 1 over 13 plus 4 over 13 plus k equals to 1. Then you will get the k equals 1 minus 8 over 13. So 5 over 13 will be this k. For B, find the E of x, expectation of x. When you take IB exam, this formula is given. Therefore, expectation of x equals summation of x xipi, so that you will get 0 times 3 over 13 plus 1 times 1 over 13 plus 2 times 4 over 13, then plus 3 times 5 over 13. You will get denominator will be 13. 24 over 13. Let's go to 2a. At Panna Airport, the probability P of A that all passengers arrive on time for a flight is 0.70. The probability P of D that a flight departs on time is 0.85. The probability that all passengers arrive on time for a flight and it departs on time is 0.65. For all passengers arrive on time for a flight and it departs on time is 0.65, which means A intersect D equals 0.65. Show that event A and event D are not independent. This formula is given when you take IB exam. We said it's independent event. You have to prove a probability of intersection equals the product of those two probability. Therefore, you will figure out the probability A times the probability of D equals 0.70 times 0.85 equals 0.595. Since probability A intersect D not equal to probability A times the probability D. So A and D are not independent. For to B, find the probability A intersect D prime. Since this probability A intersect D is given, therefore, it's easier to draw the Venn diagram. Universal set. Then we have, here's A, and here's D. According given information, this part is 0.65. For A, it's given 0.7. For D, that is 0.85. So we can figure out 0.7 minus 0.65, that is 0.05. 0.85 minus 0.65, that's 0.2. Therefore, for probability A intersect D prime, it will be this one. So it equals to 0.05. For IB exam, you have to decide Venn diagram is better or tree diagram is better to solve the specific question. Let's go to 2C. Given that all passengers for a flight arrive on time, find the probability that the flight doesn't depart on time. So we are looking for flight doesn't depart on time. That means D prime. Given that this will be the total, it's A. In other words, we need a probability A as a denominator. Then your top will be, it's on time for all passengers, and also the flight is not on time for departure. Then we plug in, you will get this part is a 0.05. Probability for A, that is a 0.70. Reduce, you will get a 1/14. Let's go to 2D. The number of hours that pilots fly per week is normally distributed with a mean of 25 hours and a standard deviation sigma. 90% of pilots fly less than 28 hours a week. Find the value of sigma. According to this given information, we know that mean is 25. Probability, this x less than 28, that is 0.90. Then we're looking for this sigma. Since we're looking for standard deviation, you have to get the z-score first by using inverse norm. Here's the x less than, so we put the 0.90 into this probability. Here's area. 0.1, then you will get the z-score. You will get 1.28. Then you use this formula to figure out this sigma. You will get 1.28 equals x will be 28 minus 25. That is a mean over sigma. So sigma equals 28 minus 25 over 1.28. You will get 2.34. Let's go to 2E. All flights have 2 pilots. Find the percentage of flights where both pilots flew more than 30 hours last week. According to this problem, we can figure out the probability x greater than 30. That's for 1 pilot equals. We will go to normal CDF. Lower is 30, upper is 1E99. The standard deviation we already figured out 2.34 and the mean is 25. You will get a probability from graphing calculator is 0.0163. This is for 1 pilot, but we're looking for 2. Both pilots flew more than 30 hours last week, which means the probability for both that equals 0.0163 squared. The graphing calculator gives to you 2.66 e negative 4, which means I have 2.66. Move the decimal like 4 times to the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore, your answer will be 0.000266. 3 significant figures. That will be your answer. Now let's go to 3A. Pablo drives to work. The probability that he leaves home before 7 o'clock is 3/4. If he leaves home before 7 o'clock, the probability he will be late for work is 1/8. If he leaves home at 7 o'clock or later, the probability he will be late for work is 5/8. Copy and complete the following tree diagram. 3/4. 1 minus 3/4 will be 1/4. Before 7 o'clock, then he will be late for work. It's 1/8. So you get the 7/8 here. Now let's go to 3B. Find the probability that Pablo leaves home before 7 o'clock and is late for work. Before 7 o'clock and late for work. Therefore, these two probability multiplication, you have 3/4 times 1/8. You will get a 3/32. For 3C, find the probability that Pablo is late for work. From this tree diagram, you will check late for work, late for work. So you have 2 rows to go to this late. This is 1, then this is another 1. So these two multiplication, here's 1/8, 7/8. These two multiply plus, this is 1/4. These two multiply, then you adding. So we have 3/4 times 1/8 plus 1/4 times 5/8. You will get 8/32, which means 1/4. Let's go to 3D. Given that Pablo is late for the work, which means this one as a denominator. Find the probability that he left home before 7 o'clock. Before 7 o'clock will be this one. Given that, which means the probability Pablo is late for work as a denominator. Therefore, the probability equals 1/4 as a denominator. Then this one multiply go to the numerator. We already figured out that is 3/32. So you get the 3/8. Now let's go to 3E. 2 days next week, Pablo will drive to work. Find the probability that he will be late at least once. When you see at least once, we go to use 1 minus. Normally it's easier. So 1 minus probability. Neither of the 2 days is late. So we have 1 minus. According to 3C, the probability Pablo is late is 1/4. Means if it's not late, will be 1 minus 1/4 is 3/4. Because it happened for the 2 days. Therefore, you multiply by 3/4. You will get 1 minus 9/16 equals 7/16. Let's go to 6A. The following table shows the probability distribution for the random variable x, where expectation of x equals 1.2. Find the Q. According to this formula, we will get expectation of x equals 0 times p plus 1 times 1/2 plus 2 times 3/10 plus 3q. It will be equals to 1.2. Therefore, for 3q equals 1.2 minus 0.5 minus 0.6, you will get 0.1. Then we divide it by 3 both sides. You will get a q equals 1/30. And for 6b, find the p. Because summation of p equals to 1. So we add all this probability together equals 1. So we have p plus 1/2 plus 3/10 plus 1/30 equals 1. So that the p equals 1 minus 1/30 minus 3/10 minus 1/2. You will get the 1/6. Let's go to 6C. A bag contains white and blue marbles with at least 3 of each color. 3 marbles are drawn from the bag without replacement. The number of blue marbles drawn is given by the random variable x. Write down the probability of drawing 3 blue marbles. According to the given information, this x means the number of blue marbles. Therefore, the probability when x equals to 3 means the probability we draw 3 marbles. That equals 1/30. For 6D, explain why the probability of drawing 3 white marbles is 1/6. Because there are only 2 types of marbles, white and blue. In other words, probability of drawing 3 white marbles equals the probability 0 blue marbles. That's how this equals to 1 over 6 because of this. Let's go to 6E. The bag contains a total of 10 marbles, of which W are white. Find white. Because the probability drawing 3 white marbles is 1 over 6. Altogether, we have 10 marbles. So when you draw 3 white marbles from 10 marbles, the probability for the first white marbles, then times the probability for second white marbles, then times the probability third white marbles. You do these 3 multiplication will be 1 over 6. First white will be W over 10. Second white, it will be, since this is without replacement, therefore it's W minus 1 over 9. Times third one will be W minus 2 over 8. It will be equals to 1 over 6. To rewrite this equation, you will have W over 10 times W minus 1 over 9 times W minus 2 over 8 equals 1 over 6. You go to equation solver, you will get the W equals 6. Now let's go to 6F. A game is played in which 3 marbles are drawn from the bag of 10 marbles without replacement. A player wins a prize if 3 white marbles are drawn. We know the probability for 3 white, that equals 1 over 6. Grant plays the game until he wins 2 prizes. Find the probability that he wins his second prize on his 8th attempt. When you're talking about winning or losing, it will be binomial distribution. He wins his second prize on his 8th attempt, which means he wins his first prize in 7 attempts. So according to this formula, binomial distribution, we know it's a 7 take 1 prize. Winning is 1 over 6, losing will be 5 over 6. Since only win once, so this is a 1 and here will be 6. This will be the probability for winning his first prize in 7 attempts. Then he wins his second prize on his 8th attempt. What's the probability for that? We already know that is 1 over 6. Therefore, the probability we are looking for, it will be second taken 1 over 6 to the first power, 5 over 6 to the 6th power times 1 over 6. We put into graphing calculator, you will get 0.0651. Now let's go to 8A. In a class of 21 students, 12 own a laptop, 10 own a tablet, 3 own neither. The following Venn diagram shows the event on a laptop and on a tablet. Laptop, that is a 12. Tablet is a 10. 3 on neither. Altogether, we have 21 students. The values P, Q, R, and S represent numbers of students. Write down the value of P. That will be 3. Write down value of Q. You add all this together, minus 21 will be Q. So Q equals 12 plus 10 plus 3 minus 21. You will get 4. So that this will be 8. This will be 6. R equals 8. S equals 6. Let's go to 8B. A student is selected at random from the class. Write down the probability that this student owns a laptop. Laptop students will be 12. Altogether is 21. For probability, you don't have to simplify. If you want to simplify, this will be 4 over 7. Second one, find the probability that the students own a laptop or a tablet, but not both. Not both, that's 4 is out. So 8 plus 6 over 21, that is 14 over 21 will be the probability. Simplify will be 2 over 3. Let's go to 8C. 2 students are randomly selected from the class. Let L be the event a student own a laptop. Copy and complete the following tree diagram. 9 over 21, use 1 minus 9 over 21 will be 12 over 21. Since this is a problem about without replacement, therefore, we go to 9 over 21 to 8 over 20. Then this part is 1 minus 8 over 20 will be 12 over 20. Let's go to second question. Write down the probability that the second student owns a laptop, given that the first owns a laptop. First owned laptop is this line. Then the probability for second student owns a laptop will be 11 over 20.